Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well for this Thursday morning, afternoon or evening across the world where you may be at. And today I have an article for you from the itv.com news website and also skynews.com about the former health secretary here in the UK called Matt Hancock. And the article headline reads, Hancock discussed withholding learning disability hub if MPs oppose his lockdown. So obviously this is about the COVID lockdown restrictions that happened here in the UK a couple of years ago, and Matt Hancock was the former health secretary here in the country. He was in charge of the COVID restrictions, the COVID lockdowns, the COVID guidance rules, etc. And what he did during this time is absolutely abhorrent, absolutely disgusting, disgraceful. As a health secretary, he lets down the whole country. He has put damage towards disabled children and disabled adults like myself. And I'm going to read the article and then give you my own autistic opinion towards the end. So let's get into it, shall we? Matt Hancock discussed withholding funding for a learning disability centre to put pressure on MPs not to rebel against him and the COVID restrictions. The former health secretary and his aide spoke about warning Bury North MP James Daly that a new centre for disabled children and adults would be off the table if he voted against the government, according to the Telegraph's accusation. Senior Conservative James Berry described the disclosure as an absolute disgrace and has called for Mr Hancock to be called before the Commons for questioning. Mr Hancock's team has said what is being accused here has never happened, as they dispute the partial amount of the received leaked WhatsApp messages. Well, guess what? I've got proof of the WhatsApp message. It's in the thumbnail and I'll link it down below in the video description. I screenshotted it from the itv.com news article at 56 seconds. So the threat did happen, the message did happen. So that's absolute rubbish and they know it. And he's been caught out for this, unfortunately. Sir Jake has said, whose son has disabilities, has said, once you get to the point that you are weaponising the provision of care of disabled children and adults, you have totally crossed the line. The Telegraph has said the discussion between Mr Hancock and the political aide came before a vote on December 2020 about a new set of COVID restriction lockdowns. Mr Daly has told the paper he was appalled and disgusted that the Learning Disability Centre was even used as a way to control and coerce MPs into being forced into COVID restrictions with ministers. So that's the official article from ITV and Sky News, and there is a video talking about it which I'll link down below in the video description. So what do I feel as an autistic adult, you hear me ask? I am livid. I am livid. I'm absolute livid. I think it's absolute disgusting, disgraceful. I think what Matt Hancock was able to get away with is absolute vile, using disabled children and disabled adults for leverage, just to make sure that his MPs would not go against him for COVID lockdowns. How dare you? How dare you, you two-faced, lying, manipulative snake? How dare you use disabled children and adults and put their lives at the line because you wanted your MPs to fall in line and do as they're told? Otherwise you take this disabled centre away from them and take it off the table. How sick do you have to be in the head to take this kind of thing away from people like myself who would have benefited, all the disabled children that would have benefited, the MP that would have benefited from that centre being built and fundraised for and maintained? You do not care. What you've done is disgraceful. You should have never been Home Secretary, Health Secretary. You are a complete and utter shambles what you've done for this country. I just cannot believe that you got away with threatening disabled children and disabled adults just so that you could have your COVID lockdown rules and your COVID lockdown guidance. It's absolutely disgraceful, disgusting, and you wonder why people don't trust you and the government. Are you joking? Like, I have proof of the text message. The threat happened. The meeting happened. I've got the text message from the itv.com video that I screenshotted. I've got the text message proof. The threat happened. People are saying, oh, it didn't happen. Yes, it did. I have the proof. So for those of you that doubt that this threat happened, I've got the text message. And it is on the thumbnail of this video as well. So you can see it quite clearly what was said. And it's just disgusting. It's wrong. It should never have happened. We should never have been leveraged. Especially political leverage. He should have known better. A lot of disabled adults and disabled children did not cope well during the COVID pandemic lockdowns, especially myself, who ended up going to stay in a bubble with her dad because I couldn't cope being on my own because of my autism and my anxiety disorder. What makes you think that that was even a good idea, to threaten to take away our rights? What were you thinking? What could have possibly have made you go that awful, that vile, to take away a centre for people with special educational needs and disabilities and physical disabilities? How could you? How could you sleep at night knowing what you did, what you said, and you said it, oh, apparently it didn't happen, this is biased. I've got the text, Mr. Hancock. It's on the photo thumbnail right next to your face on the thumbnail. I have the proof the threat happened. Don't say it didn't, because I've got the screenshot multiple times. So, I've got facts, dude. And yeah, I'm just disgusted. I'm ashamed that you are an MP. I'm glad that you're leaving. I think what you've done has betrayed the trust of disabled adults and children across the UK, from top to bottom of the UK. I think you should be disgusted. What you did was disgusting. It's not okay. It will never be okay. It will never be accepted by people in the disabled community, and especially with the autistic community. I think what you've done is put your jeopardy on the line, as you've put your trust on the line. I think a lot of disabled voters now are not going to trust you or the government again. And I will link the articles down below, but I am so angry. I am so disappointed that the government let this go on, knowing the fact he was threatening to withhold a disability centre. How could you, when you even say yourself you have dyspraxia, Matt Hancock? How could you? How could you, knowing that you are disabled yourself legally, as you say, why would you do this? Why would you risk taking away something so crucial and important and vital for the whole disabled community and use it as political leverage? How could you? You make me sick. You physically make me sick. You are disgusting. You are two-faced. And I hope to God that the disabled community sees this video and speaks out their own piece about it, because I am livid. I am livid. I will not be trusting any politician anytime again soon. And I think this has proved that government needs a wake-up call, seriously, and it needs to be put to an end. The government needs to be having regular meetings and regular screenings of the people that they hire, because this cannot happen again. The amount of disabled and autistic people that you have failed is unmentionable. Unmentionable, Matt Hancock. You've done nothing but damage. I wish you to go away now, disappear, and leave us all alone. Withdrawing this centre is just shame on you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye!